Welcome to a new game, Silent Hill, originally released 1999 on the PlayStation. I'm playing it on a duck emulator using a PlayStation ISO. If you want to know how to do that, just Discord me. You can play this game free. So the game starts off by giving us a montage of what we can expect during the Silent Hill adventure. This is my first time playing Silent Hill, but we will do the walkthrough like you would normally discover things. I will also try and be as detailed as I can from what I've researched. Now, though there's similar aspects to the film, the Silent Hill film has its own universe and timeline. It is not the same as the video game series. For one thing, we take control of Harry, the protagonist, who has an adopted daughter named Cheryl. His wife tragically passed before the game begins, and the cop has her own accident before, has nothing to do with following Harry. And then we see a lesser being projected, which causing a crash. So let's get it straight into it. We're going to start a new game. We're going to start with easy. It was made by Konami and made by Team Silent, who eventually abandoned the series and moved to Siren because they felt that Konami wanted to take it in a different direction that they didn't want to. Harry awakens from his car crash to realise that Cheryl, his adopted daughter, is missing. And he is in Fog World, where it is snowing. Now we'll talk about Fog World later on. I won't go into detail, but Fog World is definitely created by Alessa. If you run backwards, you can see where you actually crashed, and the Jeep Wrangler, or which we used and crashed in, actually gives us a timeline for this, because those specific Jeep Wranglers didn't start commencement being made till 1986, and there's other things in the game that seems to indicate that this is around about when the time era happened, just a bit after 1986, 1987, due to a poster in a window. At the moment, we're following an apparition which is caused by Alessa. She is making out that Cheryl, but this whole thing is a premonition on where it's a dream, I guess.
Cheryl? Is that Cheryl?
In reality, the cop has already taken us and brought our body from the crash into a cafe.
Hey, wait! Stop!
So none of these events are actually real at this point. So other than Fog World, we get introduced very early that it can transition to the other world, which is a lot darker. And again, I will talk about the other world later on in other videos. In both Fog World and Otherworld, both created by Alessa, there's monsters in both. We are in a town called Silent Hill, Maine. It's in America. There's about 30,000, just under 30,000 in population. And the town was built largely on tourism. No wonder we crashed. I can't even walk properly. It's very disorientating with the controls and the camera angles. Things get darker now. And you can hear a siren in the background. That siren means that things are changing from Fog World to the other world, which is darker.
What is this? What's going on here?
Have a mutilated corpse here. And we're now introduced to grey children. Grey children have knives. These are only in the North American version of the game. It was considered too violent, I guess, to kill children, so they were replaced by mumblers, which we'll see later on. Ultimately, this is reality, and this is where we actually wake up into.
Was I dreaming?
How do you feel?
Oh, like I've been run over by a truck.
Behind Harry are some Portishead posters.
Glad to hear it. You from around here? Why don't you tell me what happened?
Wait a second, I'm just a tourist. I came here for a vacation. I just got here. I don't know what happened. I'd like to find out myself. Have you seen a little girl? Just turned 7 last month.
The pinball in the background is
My
a
daughter.
homage to Children of the Corn movie.
The only person I've seen in this town is you.
Where is everybody?
I'd tell you if I knew, believe me. But from what I can tell, something bizarre is going on. That's all I know.
Next to the pinball are some
What's your name?
study posters from Stephen
Harry.
King.
Harry Mason.
Sybil Bennett. I'm a police officer from Brams, the next town over.
There we go. We now have the history of both of these people.
Phones are all dead, and the radio too. I'm going back to call in some reinforcements.
The name of the cafe, 5 to 2, is in homage to Natural Born Killers movie.
Where do you think you're going?
My daughter. I've got to find her.
No way. It's dangerous out there.
In that case, I need to find her now. Cheryl's my little girl. I can't just leave her out there by herself.
Have you got a gun?
No.
Take this. And hope
Oh, that's nice. A random stranger. Just cops give you guns.
before you pull
Awesome.
the trigger, know who you're shooting. And don't do it unless you have to. And don't go blasting me by mistake. Got it?
Yeah.
Now, what I will say is because of the limitations of the PlayStation,
Do best to
Fog
stay
World
quiet.
hid a lot of
Keep up
stuff
with help
that
as quick as I can.
because of that. And so it plays into the narrative of it being a scary game. But that was the reason why. We can't play this as a pacifist because we're going to get introduced. So this is the pinball that was from Children of the Corn. We have to pick up everything, and we're about to see the introduced to the mechanics of the game where the radio This is the map of Silent Hill, where you can see an air screamer outside. We're going to be introduced to the mechanics of the game where the radio works when an enemy is nearby, and when the enemy is dead, the radio will go back to being silent again. So you can't play this as a pacifist. You've got to kill the air screamer. Now the air screamer is based on Alessa's reading of the Lost World book, and you'll find a lot of things introduced into this world. The fog world is through Alessa's reading books. It's called an air screamer. Scream, pain will be introduced to this again. As you can see, I cannot go outside without it first.
What's that? Huh. Radio. What's going on with that radio?
Okay.
This is not a dream. What's happening to this place?
So that introduced us to the mechanics. So because we can't play this as a pacifist, I am not going to even try. You can use notepads to save if you want to save. So we're going to save now and move out of the cafe. Now Harry, being new to this town, decides to go where he had the premonition. And Alessa gave him that premonition. So basically the map shows us where we are, and we need to go over the road and down the alleyway. So that's what we're going to do now. Pick up some some ammo. What we also will soon discover is another enemy called Groaners. Again, hellhound type dogs. Alessa was scared of dogs, and this is why she's ported them into this fog world. And again, they're given the name Groaners. Groan, pain, etc. So everything seems to indicate pain, and all the scary stuff is brought into this world that she has created. We're not dead, we're actually ported into the world as well. There you have a Groaner. Hopefully we can get past this Groaner without getting bitten. No. So there we have the remnants of a dog, which might indicate that that is what the civilization, the people that have been ported here, what they're actually eating to survive. Again, I still can't walk. So here we have Cheryl's, we have some bullets, and we'll have Cheryl's scrawlings telling us where we need to move to next. To the school.
She's at the school.
And of course, this is where Alessa was. This is the school that Alessa went to. I don't know how that looks like us. Very weird drawing. She did that on her 5th birthday. So again, we're going to go out and do it as we normally would experience this game, not knowing what's ahead. We're trying to get to Midwich Elementary School. On the way, we will find all the roads are blocked basically. Again, can't seem to avoid these groaners. All the roads are blocked, and the whole objective is to walk through a house. To do that, we need to find 3 locks, 3 keys to unlock the 3 locks on the back door, which seems to be a paranoid person who puts 3 locks on a back door. Now, the paranoid person, we don't know who that person is, but we do know that person was most probably controlled or possessed by a lesser. And I'll go into reasons why we know that to be the case. Again, the keys used to unlock the back door all have reference to the Wizard of Oz. Another book Alessa was. So she's again telling us to go to the doghouse in Leven Street. I think you can read another poster, but all the names of the streets are also in homage to various authors like Stephen King, etc., etc. Again, showing that I'm going to shoot this dog because he's going to get in the way. And stomp him. That stops him from appearing again. If I walk slowly, I might be able to get around this one. One thing I didn't say is you saw me turn the radio off, and the reason for that is because the radio actually I forgot to go into the house, silly me. The radio actually tells the enemy that you're close by. They hear the radio as well. So not only does the radio inform you, it informs them. So now we're in the guy, what I can only suggest is a paranoid person's house. On the right here is a locked door. Inside that door is a katana. You can unlock that later on in the game, having played it on harder difficulties. Now I'll bring out reference to that a bit later on. So we have all these goodies in the kitchen. And here we have a map. This map tells us where the 3 keys are. So basically we want to go to the alleyway near Cafe 522, and then just a bit further on. So let's do that now. So, because the lesser is the one that's created the keys, or ported the keys, the fact that the paranoid person has brought the keys out into strange locations seems to indicate that Alyssa has the ability to manipulate or control people, or possess them, to do things that they normally probably wouldn't do. Here we have a situation. The very first one we're going to come across is a decapitated head of a dog. Now remember, as I said, in that paranoid person's house is a katana. I'm trying to run away from the screamer, but not doing too good there. So down this alleyway, and what you'll notice is the basketball hoop is also bloody as well. So the person not only decapitated the dog's head, but has been playing. And this is probably the head from the body that we saw before, as only the head. But he's been playing basketball with that head. As you can see, the hoop, there's blood all over the place. So we have the first key now. Now we're going to run out. We're going to come across a lot of air screamers more than anything. And each situation is like the key of courage, key of the woodman, key of their locations seem to indicate, like this one's going to be in the back of a police car, and I guess to the police's symbol for courage, I guess. I'm going to run away from the air screamer. Hopefully get through. No, still got hit. Not doing too good at avoiding these enemies, but anyway. So also in the movie was falling ash. Here it's snowing. Just use the you get plenty of health kits, so that's no big deal. So as I said, because the developers wanted to create an experience that was equal to Resident Evil that was going around at the time in psychological horror, but because the limitations of the PlayStation in comparison to the N64, I guess, the way they catered for that is by producing fog everywhere. And it works well. So here, as I guess trying to control one's fear, going across the scarecrow, going across a scary plank. And again, this is all catered by a lasso. Now I'm playing this, as I said, in the Duck emulator. And the Duck emulator allows me to play what originally is 30 frames per second in 60 frames per second by changing a lot of the characteristics of the game. So this is pretty good for a modern system. Now, most speedrunners will take this route 30 seconds before you come across the enemy again. Most speedrunners have it down packed and know when to turn, as it's just a straight line of no enemies. Psst. I've literally counted 30 seconds, so I'm running over. And if I have it correct, we go straight into the doghouse, which is over here. And now we can access the back area. And again, the world will flip to, I guess, the dark side, the other world. Which is weird because the sirens didn't actually... I didn't hear the sirens that time. But everything has turned darker. So because we want to go to the Midwich elementary school, we want to just turn down here. Try and avoid the enemy as best as possible, unlike me. The light will attract also, but if I turn the light off, I won't be able to see anything. So I don't have the radio, but I will have the light on, just so I have some visual. Just check my health. Oh, not too bad. So this is pretty much the introduction to Silent Hill, the original game. And we're coming up to the close where we get into the Midwich Elementary School, and the game, I guess, changes a little bit in the way things are done. That will be for another video. Just going to walk into this bus. You can actually get into this bus quite easily. And again, you got more health in here, and you got a save point as well if you need to have a save point. Now, if we come back to the entrance of Midwich, we're going to come across two groaners. We'll try and get past them. They are pretty hard. Just run in. Oh no, only one groaner. Sure there was another one there somewhere. And that's it. Now we're in Midwich, which we will go through next time. Until then, hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now.